So before we get started, I'm going to put a disclaimer right here, right now. This video will be different than all my other videos. It's not a short film, it's not a light gameplay commentary. Yes, it will have my final thoughts and predictions for the July 23rd Halo Infinite reveal, but this will mainly be an opinion-filled, totally biased rant about my favorite video game franchise of all time. So, without further ado, let's get this love letter started. Let's go back. The year is 2001. Little old Jason has not yet evolved into his bacon-loving lifestyle yet. Instead, he is just sitting around without a care in the world, probably eating dirt if we're gonna be honest. Meanwhile, in Bellevue, Washington, there are dozens of people getting ready to launch a game the likes of which no one has ever seen before. A first-person shooter. For a console that no one owns yet, and with a playstyle everyone would think is batshit crazy. At least until they play it. The company was of course Bungie. They were looking to recoup after the financial disaster of Myth 2 that had been recalled and sent back out after computer-destroying bugs. Their second chance came when Papa Microsoft came along and wanted to buy this company. That way, they could make games solely for this new console that's getting ready to show its beautiful head to the world for the first time. So yeah, 2001 happened, and Halo came with it, and it took the world by storm. But it actually wasn't until around 2005 when I finally got a chance to play it. If I remember correctly, it was my birthday at the end of July, and my brother came home with a big gift bag that said, of course, well, happy birthday. I was so excited to open it. I had no idea what to expect. Was it a new Nerf gun? Was it a bunch of action figures? Was it another prank? No. Instead, when I opened it, I found an original Xbox and a copy of a game called Halo Combat Evolved in the bag. I was pretty ecstatic, despite actually not knowing what the fuck Halo was. See, the only video games I actually played at this time were small racing games on the Nintendo 64, or Pokemon, or GoldenEye, 007. Those were really the only games I had ever played, and I was terrible at them. I had no idea what I was doing. But of course, this all changed. After that, it was love at first playthrough. Granted, it took me way too long to figure out the guy you played as was not actually named Halo, and instead was Master Chief. But that doesn't matter. What matters is that my 6-year-old self stayed with this game all the time. I had my friends come over and play it, my cousins came over and played it, hell, even my dad played it with me. Halo became a big part of my life. And I won't dive into all the details about why I think it's a damn good masterpiece. Instead, I'll link some other videos of YouTubers you should absolutely watch who can say it better than I can. But to summarize, well, the shooting's superior, the graphics were ahead of their time, the gameplay was almost flawless, launched without that many bugs, the music score was so good, you know, the list can go on. But again, there is other videos from YouTubers that you should totally watch, and I'll put those in the link in the description. Each time I found out another Halo game existed or was going to exist, my fucking prepubescent and pubescent mind exploded. Every game was my favorite game, and I never, ever wanted to stop playing. And if someone wanted to talk shit about Halo, oh, God forgive me what I was about to do to them. I was a Halo fanboy first, and an Xbox fanboy second. And eventually, I was a normal kid, to an extent. As everyone does when they grow up, my tastes and interests changed. I dipped into more and more games as they came out, like Modern Warfare 2, Skyrim, Smite, Battlefield, PUBG, The Witcher. The list can go on for miles. But what didn't change was the fact that Halo was always going to be held in such high regards by me, and it would always have a crown on top of its head with the words, "Best video game I ever played" written on it. Back in 2005, it was my absolute favorite video game. Fast forward to today, it's still probably my favorite video game. Halo would never do anything wrong in my eyes. It would always be the shooter that all shooters should look up to, until 2015 happened. God damn it. So in 2015, I was, let's see, in my junior year of high school, I believe. I started dipping into filmmaking, and my time for video games started to become less and less. But then I saw it. Holy shit. Another Halo game? Where Chief would be the supposed bad guy, and Locke, this super cool looking hunter, is tracking him down, and our good old friend the Arbiter would be returning? Oh my god, it's called Guardians? Oh my god, it looks so goddamn cool. I was so happy, excited, and then I played it. God damn it, I played it. Again, I won't go into all the details because you've probably already heard it by now, considering it's been 5 years, but I'll go ahead and summarize it. If Halo 5 Guardians wasn't a Halo title and instead a new IP, it probably would have been better received. Its shooting mechanics were great, the flow of gameplay was outstanding, the sandbox of weapons was very nice, but for a game that was built off of Master Chief, slower, more controlled gunplay, a story that took risks, and music so angelic you'd ejaculate and cry and maybe even die at the same time upon hearing it? Oh my god, it's so good! And then for the game to release and not have any of that, it was heartbreaking. Sure, the multiplayer was fun for a while, but you'd get so sweaty playing it, you'd need to be hosed down afterwards. See, now you got me started, but I'll wrap this up. Halo 5 is fun. Yes, I don't think fans were trying to make the point that it isn't. What Halo 5 was, is misleading in its marketing, a bad attempt at a new direction for Halo, and a lackluster entry into the series as a whole. I still go back to it every once in a while to see what's new, but I never got the same enjoyment or replayability out of it as I did with any other Halo game. Yes, I loved Halo 4's story and I still replay it today. Fight me. So that brings us to 2018, the year where this happened. So good! Lord have mercy, I was so shocked to see that a classic Halo take was coming back into frame. The godly music, the so slick and smooth art design, it was like our prayers were answered, but we knew nothing else about it besides the name, Infinite. So then we jumped to 2019, and then we discovered hope. Another leap into the right direction. This trailer alone had more character and emotion than Halo 5's story combined. I couldn't wait for Halo to finally come back. And now here we are, July 2020. By the time this video comes out, it's going to be just a few days before the world gets to see exactly what Halo Infinite is going to be. And to be honest, I'm fucking terrified, but in a good way. Let me explain. I haven't cared this much about a game's success in I don't even know how long. With the horrible things happening in the world around us, Halo is coming back in a very confusing time. 2020 is beating us over the head with a stick wrapped in thumbtacks, and we need a break. I hope and believe Halo Infinite will be that break. That Master Chief will come in and take that stick away and shove it up 2020's ass. There are many things other people are afraid of right now, like enhanced mobility, sprint, a lackluster sandbox. For me, no. Sprint being in the game won't kill it for me, but it will for many others. I know that I'm going to buy Halo Infinite. Hell, maybe even multiple copies for me and some friends. What I'm scared about is the success it needs. This is an expensive game, and in a world taken over by Battle Royale, enhanced mobility, I don't want Halo Infinite to be lost in a sea of mediocrity that is killing this industry and so many other games out there today. So in the words of Chris Raygun, a YouTuber you should absolutely go watch in his video Make Halo Great Again, this is truly Halo's last attempt to rediscover itself. Halo 5 disappointed many people, me included. Yes, it was a fun sci-fi shooter for a while, but that was about it. It didn't feel like Halo to a lot of people, and I think 343 knows that. What Halo Infinite needs is a giant success story. It needs to sell tremendously well. It needs to push Xbox Series X out the door for people. It needs to push people on the side of Microsoft, even on the PC side. Halo Infinite is a very important game, and I think we should all be cautiously optimistic about what is going to be coming. Ah, who am I kidding? It's probably going to be fucking amazing. So that is going to wrap up the passion-filled love story of the video. And now let's finally get into the reason why you probably clicked on this video. My final thoughts and predictions for the July 23rd reveal for Halo Infinite. So in 2018, Microsoft and Xbox opened their E3 showcase with Halo Infinite. It was a small tech demo showing us what the new engine was accomplishing, what it could accomplish, what it can do. And then we got the name drop, Halo Infinite. It's coming, eventually, finally. And then fast forward to 2019, we end the Xbox Microsoft E3 showcase with a game that defined console gaming, in the words of Phil Spencer, Halo. Xbox Series X is launching with Halo. And then we saw the Discover Hope trailer. So how I think they're going to handle it on July 23rd is one of those two ways. They're either going to open with Halo or they are going to close with Halo. Because let's face it, despite what Microsoft does, how many studios they buy, how many new first-party games that they can accommodate with, Halo's always going to be the flagship title. That is what defines Xbox. And, you know, I have no problem with that. It would certainly feel weird if Halo was in the middle of the showcase. It definitely needs to be the beginning opener or the end. I personally think it's going to be the end because in the last video I talked about some tweets Phil Spencer liked about a quote-unquote holy shit moment of extended gameplay that people want to see and how Halo Infinite could be that holy shit moment. So what better way to end your digital E3 showcase than with a final mic drop with Halo Infinite.
So Jason, what do you think we're going to see in the Halo Infinite gameplay reveal?
Well, of course we know that there's going to be Halo Infinite gameplay of the campaign. Nothing has been said of multiplayer, but I'll get to that in a minute. There have been a lot of rumors and speculation that Halo Infinite is going to be an open world game with some light RPG elements. Now, I think we are going to see just that. The campaign is going to be a heavy reveal of the Banished. We're going to see a lot of brutes and other mixed past Covenant factions in the loop. As a new enemy type, we're going to see some new weapons. We're going to see exactly how the game and the engine itself are handling this open world environment, how Chief is going to be playing his role, and anything else that is new into the game. Unfortunately, one way or another, this game is probably going to have enhanced mobility. Now, I mentioned Chris Raygun before, and he makes very good points in his Make Halo Great Again video about how the way you can handle enhanced mobility is by expanding the sandbox and not the mechanics. In a simplified version of that video and that point he's making, if you design a game around classic mobility, where everyone moves, jumps, and has the exact same amount of health, then you can add other features of enhanced mobility later on without breaking the mold of the game. But if you have a game that is centered around enhanced mobility, everything has to act as a laser beam, everything has to travel and hit so much faster because everyone's moving so much faster. I'm hoping and theorizing that the game will have enhanced mobility through expanding the sandbox, but also some light elements that 343 did, maybe thrusters or clamber, something on the lines to please both sides of the fan base. I also think that the campaign is going to be the one that has this the most heavy, that we're trying to emphasize Chief is a big super soldier. You want to feel that way. So in the campaign, Chief may be able to sprint and also may be able to ground pound or Spartan charge, that sort of thing. And then I think in the multiplayer, that is going to be stripped down so it goes back to a classic, more arena shooter showcase, or we could even have two multiplayers, like a hardcore and a classic playlist, where the classic is, of course, the arena shooter, everybody moves and jumps at the same height and same speed and everything, and then the hardcore could be more of the new fans who like the enhanced mobility. So then are we actually going to see any multiplayer gameplay at this reveal? Well, according to Microsoft and some other people, we might not get to see that. So far, the only thing that is confirmed is that Halo Infinite will be there, we will see gameplay, but that gameplay is going to be campaign. I personally think that at the end of the playlist, we will get a teaser of multiplayer, and please, 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 hopefully they will say, hey, coming soon, or maybe right after this showcase, the Halo Infinite multiplayer flight/beta is available for the next few days with the Summer Games event. Now, the Summer Games event is an event where Xbox is going to let people who, of course, couldn't go to E3 this year because it was canceled, we get to play 60 plus games that are in early or in the final stages that you would normally get to play at E3. and hopefully Halo Infinite is going to be one of them, either through a gameplay demo of the campaign or multiplayer flight, as I just said. I think that we're going to get one of these two, and either way, I'm super excited for it. And in the last video, if you recall, I said that we would also be getting the release of Halo 3 ODST and Halo 3 ODST Firefight right after the event as well, as a big mic drop moment. Now, with Halo 3 just releasing and the success that that brought, I don't think that the 343 devs are quite there to releasing Halo 3 ODST just yet. Now, there is still the slightest possibility of that happening, but it's very unlikely. I think that we will still get some sort of announcement saying, hey, that flight is also coming soon. We will have that done later, most likely middle of August or at the very end of July. Either way you look at it, Halo Infinite is going to be a big game for 2020, and I personally can't wait to play it, even though if I am a little reserved and a more on the nervous, scared side at the moment, but I think and hope that on July 23rd, all that worry and anxiety is going to be swept away. With the classic art style coming back in its own hybrid way, with the music that sounds so good, so new, and yet so classic, and the promises of this game to be big, I think we have a lot to look forward to this year as Halo fans. So if you've liked this video, please go ahead and drop a like. That would help me out tremendously, as well as hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. We're so close to 100 subscribers, I could almost taste it. And we have some great content coming up that I can't wait to share with you guys. As mentioned previously in the video, all YouTubers I've mentioned and cameoed in this video will be posted in the description below. I also want to hear about your thoughts and opinions on the July 23rd reveal in the comment section, so leave what you think's going to happen. Also, what's your favorite Halo game? That's all for today, my bacons. Thank you all for watching, and I can't wait to see you guys next time in the next video. This is Jason, signing off. Bye-bye.